What's going on, good people? It is your man, D-Toe, and it is another Shop Talk day. I am super duper. Can you tell by my big smile? I am super duper glad to be here with you today. We have an absolutely amazing show lined up for you, as we always do. But let me start by doing what I'm supposed to do, and that is, first of all, welcoming you to Shop Talk, everyone's favorite show, right here on everyone's favorite network. Listen, today is going to be, how it always is, super fun, something that we can talk about even after we have gone off the air. We've got a bunch of things to talk about. Those of you who didn't know, my name is Demetrius Tollfree. How do you know? Because it literally says so right there. Those of you who are watching us here on Facebook or YouTube, it shows you that my name is Demetrius Tollfree. Right there, D Tollfree is my social media handle for everything, at D Tollfree, at DTOLEFREE. That's on Facebook, that's on Twitter, that's on Instagram, as well as YouTube and so many other platforms. If you're on social media and you're trying to holler at me, it's all good. Just hit me up at D Tollfree. And that's even if you're new to, digital currency. I say this all the time. People be laughing like, why are you always telling people? Because you never know who wants to be a blessing to me. Anyway, if you want to hit me up with digital currency, either on Cash App or Venmo at D Tollfree, Cash App $ D Tollfree. If you want to send me $1,000 or more, whatever it is, feel free to do so. And if you need it back, I'm honest. If you're testing it out and you need it back, just let me know. I'll send it back to you in $100 increments when time allows. All right, y'all. Listen, for those of you who are tuning in, if you've never tuned into Shop Talk before, we want to welcome you to the show. If you are returning to the show, if you've seen it before and you're coming back again, we want to welcome you back. Whether you're watching us live on Facebook, whether you're watching us live on YouTube, or if you're watching a restream of either of those platforms, or if you're listening to us on one of our radio partners from around the country, we want to say welcome, welcome, welcome. Speaking of our radio partners around the country, we want to say thank you to the program directors, to the station managers that have allowed Shop Talk to be a part of their networks. I've had people hit me up to say, hey, I heard your show on this network, or I heard it on that network, and I want to take a moment just to say thank you to the team and the staff at those radio stations that thought it would be nice to allow us to be on their stations. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, y'all, let's get ready to get things going. And in doing so, early morning shout out to Allegra Tollfree, who is in the building. What is going on? Glad to have you hanging out with us, as well as so many others. Listen, before I do anything, I just want to take a moment to remind you, if you have not done so as of yet, make sure, ma'am, sir, that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. You're probably saying, well, how do I do it? Don't you worry. All you have to do is just scan the QR code over my shoulder, and it will take you directly to our YouTube page. So make sure that you take a moment to do that. Subscribe, like, follow, whatever it is that you want to do, as well as hit that little bell. That way you will be notified each and every time that we go live. We would love to have you be a part of each and every show. So take a moment to scan that QR code over my shoulder, and we would love to be able to see you or meet you on YouTube as well. All right, y'all, let's get ready to keep things going. But before we do, what I got to remind you? I got to remind you that if you've never tuned into Shop Talk, or if you've forgotten what this is, listen, Shop Talk is that good barbershop, that, beauty shop, that coffee shop, that nail shop, and even that, thank you. Yes, Lord, that donut shop talk, where literally no person and no subject is off limits. We do this every week. We take this 1 hour journey to bring you abreast of what is hot and what is happening in the news. So with that being said, you know what you got to do. You got to do me a solid. All you got to do is get on the phone, call, text, tweet, Facebook, MySpace, Instagram, Social Cam, Periscope, Marco Polo, Spill, Threads, whatever it might be. But you know who you got to tell. You got to tell your mama them, Ray Ray, Shay Shay, Day Day, Delicious them, Nuck Nuck them, Pojo them. Let them all know that we are live right here, right now on the Shop Talk family of networks. And we are glad to have you hanging out with us. All right, y'all, we're ready to get things going. And in doing so, we're going to start today with what is going on in today's National Day. Today's National Day, and I only have two. Today's National Day, first off, it is, I love this one. Today is Strawberries and Cream Day. Thank you. Thank you. I felt that in my shondo. Strawberries being my favorite fruit and adding some whipped cream with it. Listen, let the Lord lead you. Today is, again, National Strawberries and Cream Day, a day that I know that if I can find some strawberries today, I'm going to absolutely enjoy some strawberries and whipped cream and be able to make some things happen that will bring me joy, that will bring a smile to my face. So happy Strawberries and Cream Day to all of those of you who enjoy and appreciate that. And then secondly and lastly, in terms of today's National Day, today is National Wait Staff Day. National Wait Staff Day. Many of us go out to eat on a regular basis. You can see by my girth that I regularly sit at a table and have somebody wait on me. So that this is the day that we take a moment to say thank you to people who are waiters or a waitress or a part of a wait staff at the restaurants that we go to. So if you're going out today and if you're going out to eat or whatever, you're going to a restaurant where you'll have waiters, waitresses, and wait staff, take a moment to, first of all, thank them for all the things that they do. And then make sure that you leave a tip. I know quite a few people that sometimes when they go out that they don't leave a tip. Let's not do that today. If you go out today, if you sit at a table and somebody waits on you, brings you your food, brings you your water, brings you all the condiments and everything else that you asked for, take a moment to say thank you. And then at the end of that time, make sure that you leave a tip to better say thank you for all the things that they do. All right. Make sure you do that for me. It'll be all to the good. All right, y'all, let's keep things going. And in doing so, let me give a couple shout outs to the homie, Yolanda Morant, who is not with us today. She is on location. I believe she's in Denver, Colorado, back at home. She'll let us know if that is actual. But shout out to David McKinney in Sacramento, man. What is going on, bro? Glad to have you hanging out with us as always. Shout out to Sabrina Monique, who says it's nice to see you. I'm glad to be seen and not viewed. So thank you for being a part of today's show. Also, shout out to David Jones, who chimes in, who says that today we do know. You read my mind. So when I get the birthdays, man, you're actually a couple of steps ahead of me. But yes, you're right. We will mention that in just a moment. Those of you who are tuning in, feel free. Chime in the chat. We want to be able to put your comments on the screen as well, just like everyone else we've been mentioning. And we want to remind you that it is National Shop Talk Day. It is all good. And I know Sabrina. I know you. Talking about from good. I know where you're from. Anyway, what is going on to my big sis, Wendy Jackson up in Seattle, Washington? Actually, Portland. She's from Portland. I wanted to give her Seattle, but she is from Portland. I apologize, big sis. Glad to have you hanging out in the building, though. It is all good. And feel free, everyone else who is hanging out, feel free to join in the chat, and we would love to put your comments on the screen. All right, let's keep things going. We just talked about today in history, but now let's talk about today's National Day. Actually, I'm sorry. I'm going in reverse. We did the National Day. Let's get ready to talk about today in history. Today in history, I do have a couple things that I want to mention. And that first thing is in the year of 1819, a long time ago, 1819, the first bicycles were introduced in the United States. The first bicycles were introduced, and they actually were called Swift Walkers. They weren't called bicycles initially. They were called swift walkers. And that was introduced in the year of 1819. The pedals, of course, were pedalless. They were at this point they were pedalless, so requiring riders to move swiftly by pushing their feet against the ground. Thankful for progress. Thankful for progress. All right. 1918, the United States House of Representatives passed an amendment allowing women to vote. Allowing women to vote. That was back in 1918. Now, we do know a lot of things happened with those amendments and stuff like that. And that in 1965 was another significant year in terms of allowing people to vote of all colors, race, creed, nationality, whatever it is. If you were a United States citizen as of 1965, you were able to vote. All right, let's keep things going. In 1992, Johnny Carson. Many of you might remember Johnny Carson. Many of you maybe haven't heard that name in a long time, but Johnny Carson hosts his last episode of The Tonight Show after 30 seasons. Can you believe that? 30 seasons as the host of The Tonight Show. And he was an amazing host, had a lot of different people on that show, and grateful to have been able to see that in my lifetime. All right, last but not least, in terms of today in history, 2017, the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus, they performed their final show. I remember going to the circus with my father and my mother as a kid, and I was good until them clowns came out. I don't know what it was about them clowns. Me and them clowns just did not get along. Anytime I saw them, I would break out into it wasn't a praise, but I would break out it wasn't a worship either, but I'd have a cry that was like no other. So I am personally not mad at the circus, but can't say that I'm sad to see that particular circus go. Anyway, shout out to Sister Choir Vicky from Glad Tidings in Hayward, California, United States of America, who wants to know about my thoughts about, we'll talk about that a little bit later if time allows, Sister Vicky. I'll give you my thoughts. You know I don't have a problem sharing my thoughts and opinions. And also shout out to my bro Ivan Johnson is in the building in Sacramento, California, hanging out with us on Facebook. And then on YouTube, we have Angela Marie Booker in the building as well. All right, y'all, let's get ready to keep things going. And now we will finally get a chance to do our birthdays, of which I only have just a couple. Today, 4 people. It was mentioned in the comments by one of our Davids. David Jones mentioned this. Yes, it is Christopher Wallace. Many of you are familiar with him. You may not know him by Christopher Wallace, but we all know him by the notorious B.I.G. Was born this day in 1972, and we all know that he was killed in 1997. All right, so he didn't get to live a full life, like in terms of age, but in terms of having fullness of joy and enjoying what he did, there was nobody like the notorious B.I.G. So we remember him today on his birthday. What would have been his 54th birthday, we do remember him on today. I see you, Dr. Maggie Winter, in the building. What is going on? Glad to have you hanging out. You join us at a great time. Also, and while I'm speaking of Dr. Maggie Winter, I just saw on Facebook, congratulations are in order for you as you have welcomed a new grandchild. I saw that. So congratulations to you on the new grandchild that you have a part of your family. Speaking of birthdays, I mentioned Notorious B.I.G., but many of you might remember from the A-Team, Mr. T. Mr. T, today is his 74th birthday. So happy birthday to him. He was the person that made the Mohawk popular many years ago. As again, he was a part of the famous A-Team that we watched all the time. Anyway, I can't remember all of the line to that, but happy birthday to Mr. T. Next on our list, from Baltimore, Maryland, now in Atlanta, Georgia, My wife calls him her online pastor, the one and only Dr. Jamal Harrison Bryant. Today is his 55th birthday. Welcome to being officially called a senior citizen, sir. Happy birthday, man. He turns 55. And then last but not least, the incredible Ron Isley. Ron Isley. Today is his 85th birthday. That is not a typo. His 85th birthday. Ron Isley, the incredible Ron Isley. He has done so many songs, so many great hits that many of us still play on certain playlists and play in our ear anytime we get a chance. So I am grateful and happy to know that it is his birthday. Shout out to him, as well as normally that I don't normally mention personal birthdays per se, but today I will mention because she is always hanging out with us here on Shop Talk, and that is the one and only Tracy J. Wilson. Normally she would be with us. She may be on vacation. I don't know where she is, but today is her birthday. So Tracy J. Wilson, we take a moment to shout you out on your birthday. So if today is your birthday, if it's been this week, if it's been this month, whenever it might have been, you know what you got to do. Take a moment and celebrate you. Nobody, and I mean nobody, can celebrate you better than you. So take yourself out, go buy yourself something new, or don't do anything if you don't want to. Whatever it is, it's your birthday. But take a moment to celebrate you on behalf of all of us here at Shop Talk, at Freedom Radio, and all of our affiliate stations. We want to say from us to you, happy birthday. All right, y'all. As we have done the basics of what we normally do, let's get ready to welcome our first co-host of the day. And we are going out to the city of Hercules, California. Yes, I was always giving them a different city. He and Ashlyn both. I was always giving them a different city, but Ashlyn reminded me by saying Hercules is the city that they live in. Today, he is with us again. He is one of our mainstay co-hosts, always makes us laugh, always has something to say. This boy's hilarious. You know what we got to do. Yes, it worked on the first time. Come and knock in my door. Come and knock in my door. Take a step that is new. All right, y'all. Let's get ready to bring him up. Without further ado, this is my guy, always making me laugh. Without further ado, Ja'Cory Prothro. Ja'Cory, man, welcome to today's show, man. Glad to have you hanging out with us. Man, what's going on?
You know what? I was ready, and then I realized that my contact was in the wrong eye, and I was trying to put the password in to get here to see you. And fellow listeners, please take care of your eyes. And then I got this gray area of hair that's growing in, so I'm always like trying to make sure. You see the grays coming in? What do? You do
nothing. You just keep on living. That's what happens. You can't do nothing. I mean, you could try to diet. I mean, if you want to start another new expense, you can diet and see what happens. But in the after while and by and by, man, it is what it is, bro.
Jesus Christ. I mean, I used to cut a few of them out, but now it's like giving me skunks all over the place. So I'm just,
you know what? You will understand it better by and by. As a matter of fact, you're already in your 40s and just starting to get gray. I was in my 20s and was starting to get gray. I used to wear a beard in my 20s, but I started getting gray hair, and people started trying to call me Unc and OG and stuff like that. So I cut it off to try to hide it, and I went with a goatee for many years, and then I had a little gray patch. I had just a gray patch and all black hair.
I remember that.
Oh, man. That was a long time ago, man, because as time kept progressing, I used to be black with a hint of gray. Now I'm gray with a very small hint of black. So keep on living, man. It's going to be what it's going to be, and make the best of it and just go from there, man. But anyway.
But I was here.
There you go. I was just about to ask you, man, how are you doing? How are you feeling? What's going on with you?
I'm feeling good. I'm trying to figure out this Stella Award piece, if I'm going or not, because prices are so high on everything. It's just like you really have to set you some coins to the side to make it, coordinate and work out for you. So
Yeah, I'm with you. As a matter of fact, as you're talking about it, the Stellar Awards, uh, they have just opened up the radio award voting. So I've been getting a lot of people hitting me up
come
and
on.
telling them to vote for them. This year, I didn't go for it. I mean, we could have been nominated. You know, we've tried this several times, man. And I do have a plaque over here on my trophy stand or trophy case, whatever you want to call it. I do have a Stellar Award nomination plaque from many years ago when um, it was we were nominated. We went to Nashville. We did not win because and the person who did win, oddly enough, was not even a radio station. They were a
Oh,
radio host. So at that point, they combined internet radio
everything.
stations and internet radio hosts into one category. Uh, so you know, I mean, I'm trying to type this in about the Stellar Awards, and
Next year, maybe next year.
but you know what? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So, I mean, first of all, Stellar Award voting is open, especially for the radio portion. All you have to do is go to the Stellar Awards, and actually, I misspelled it because it's the Stellar Awards. Let me put that there. This is what happens when you start typing too fast. But anyway, the StellarAwards.com. You can go vote for your favorite radio station as well as radio shows, radio hosts. There are some friends of mine are in the syndicated. They've actually now created a new category for radio shows that are syndicated, as we are. We are a syndicated radio station because we're on multiple networks. So we could have fallen into that category. So what has to happen, Jacory, and I don't know if everyone knows this, but for the radio stuff, you have to self-nominate yourself. You have to be self-nominated, and then there are a couple of stages. So right now, this is the first stage of voting. And again, you can go to the StellarAwards.com to vote for your favorite radio station, whether it's a big radio station or a large market, medium market, small market, internet radio, radio host, syndicated, whatever it might be, syndicated show. All of these different categories are available, and we've been nominated before. So the first stage is there's a whole bunch of people, and they vote, and then they take that vote down from 30 people down to about 8, or sometimes even 6, and then we vote again, and then during the Stellar Awards weekend, those last people who were nominated, those people are the ones that show up to the Stellars and hear their name called, and then of course one of them will ultimately be the winner. So Jacory, man, it's a lot of energy and a lot of effort that has to go into it. We've done it a few times. We've gotten to the final stage twice. And we've just never won. But my energy for it has kind of diminished, me personally. But maybe you have a different view, man. What's your thought on it?
You know what? I totally understand and agree with you because I'm the same way. I think with getting a little older and producing and putting out music, you get excited about it's just like a balloon. You blow into it and the air go out, and sometimes it get big and then it gets small. So I totally understand, but I just declare that there's still a big win um, up the road. I don't know if that's because it seems to me I love the Stella Awards and it's our main gospel award show, but it looks like the SOAR Awards is doing really big things. The Avidity Awards. So there's other award shows that are gaining momentum and are just as good. So, but
That is true.
I think we need to try one more time. One more time.
Okay, I'm with you, and I'm down to try. I'm not against it. So maybe next year. Now this year we turned 15 just a month or so ago. Our home network is now 15 years old. This show, I went back and did some researching. This show is now 10 years old. We didn't do a big celebration to celebrate it, but this show is now 10 years old. Ashley and I started this after a Stellar Awards weekend in Las Vegas in 2016. We came back and we launched Shop Talk, just her and I. We've gone through quite a few different radio hosts during that 10-year time period. Yes, sir.
The spiritual meaning of the number 16 blends the independent energy of the number one and the spiritual wisdom of number seven, which is a symbol of inner awakening, breaking down old structures to make room for new growth, evolving through love. So,
So maybe year 16 might be the year. Allegra chimes in and she says, "Oh, it's rigged." She said,
all of them are, but I know a man. Oh shit.
"I know a man from Galilee who, yeah, don't you know that he is a wonderful thing?" Yeah, I'm already knowing all about it. I'm willing. I'm willing. So next year, we're going to put our name in the hat for two categories. We're going to put our radio station in the hat for Internet Radio Station of the Year, and we're going to put Shop Talk in the hat for Syndicated Show of the Year. I'm with it. I'm down to make it happen. We'll keep y'all abreast and let y'all know when that happens. It is all to the good. Thank you, Sister Vicky, who says congratulations. Yes, Shop Talk is now 10 years old, and our radio station is officially 15 years old. Maggie Winter says, I understand the Stellar Gospel Awards is special, but don't you feel the Grammys serve a better purpose? Better purpose, that is true. However, they do not recognize radio with the Grammys, Dr. Winter. They do not recognize radio. They only recognize artists, producers, so forth and so on. So they do not have a radio category for the Grammys, but that would be interesting and amazing if they did. I would see how that would ultimately happen. And they probably don't want to lengthen the show and add all these extra awards because they got enough as it is. So, but anyway, we will keep y'all abreast and let y'all know what we come up with for next year. All right, y'all, let's get ready to take a different turn. A turn that for some may throw you off. This may throw you off a little bit, depending on how saved you are or are not. Now, I am never will you find me being a finger pointer. So people who do what they do what they do. I'm no finger pointer. I am trying to live my life the best that I can. But with all that being said, let me throw this curveball out here to y'all. Now, Steph definitely want to hear from our listening audience as we do this. Shout out to Hassan Thomas in the building. What is going on, man? Glad to have you in the building. Got a chance to see him a couple of days ago at my church in Hayward, California. All right, let me throw this out here. Let me ask y'all. Do you play the lottery? Do you? Do you play the lottery? And if you do play the lottery, if you win, what would you do with your winnings? Now, this is definitely a curveball for me because this is not, I am not one that plays the lottery, but I cheer you on if that is your jam, if that is your thing. But I want to know, do you play the lottery? And if you do, and if you win, like, I think the lottery is 131 million right now, whatever it may be. If you were to win that, what would you do with your winnings? All right. So Jacory, I start with you, man. Do you play the lottery? If you do, what would you do if you won the big lottery at this point? You're on mute right now. You're on mute. I know you said something silly.
Honestly, to God be the glory.
Yes, sir.
But honestly, I do. And sometimes I take concern in some of my friends that don't, because I'm just like, have you ever wasted $1? Well, now it's $2, I think. Have you ever wasted $2? Why not waste $2 to gain the whole world? No, I'm just playing. But yes, I do. And if I won, I would honestly take care of business. There's so many things and so many persons in my life right now that could use a gain, a pull up, some strength, and some help. So I would find a way to make that money keep turning itself over. And I buy me like a piece of land and put all of my loved ones on them, all, even the ones that get on my nerve. They'd have to be pushed back a little bit with a couple of trees in between. Yeah. But yeah, I would take care of business.
I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you at all. Hassan further chimes in. He says, sure do. And if I win, he says he will pay his 10%, talking about his tithes. Now, I also see Sister Vicky who chimes in and says, I do. If I won, I would definitely tithe my winnings. I see you. I'm not mad at you. Allegra also chimes in. She says, yes, I play. I would take care of my family and give my tithes to my online church, New Birth in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeesh. Ooh, I'm coming
Now,
with you when you give it.
well, here now, Allegra says that for a particular reason. Now, obviously, we know that she, along with myself, are members of Glad Tidings International in Hayward, California, and that is our home church. But I know she doesn't mention Glad Tidings in this instance because Bishop Macklin has mentioned on several occasions. I've heard him say it that if y'all playing the lotto, if y'all win the lotto, he didn't want the tithes. I didn't ask him about that or why. Ain't my business. He said he didn't want the tithes. So it is what it is. My guy Hassan further chimes in and says, we gamble our money in the church when the preachers say, give this and that, and the Lord is going to do this, etc. He said that's all a gamble. Interesting take. I am one personally. I do not play the lotto. I don't gamble. When I go to Las Vegas, which we normally frequent, we would normally go at least once or twice a year. And I personally don't gamble. And again, I don't point the finger at those that do. Do your thing. It's your thing. Do what you want to do. Allegra is Allegra, boy, she is hilarious. When she's doing what she do, man. I mean, she lays hands on the machine. I mean, she does all these types.
Oh, when we going? I got to call her.
She for real. When she go in there, it is something else to see when she's in there. Next time we go, if you don't go with us, Jacory, I'm gonna take a video. Y'all will be hollering as she anoints the machine and lays hands on it and does all these different things. It is absolutely hilarious. Anyway, that is again, I don't play, but if she was to win, if she gave me anything from it, I'm sure she would. I would really want to, oddly enough, she wants to buy a new house. We definitely would do that. I would probably give away some of the things that I already have and maybe get a couple of new things, and just see what happens. But honestly, I'm going to tell you guys this, and many of you may not believe me, but I'm going to say this, and you can take it however you want. Winning the lottery and having a bunch of money may not be all that is cracked up to be. It may not be, a lot of us, the hustle of what we do every day is what keeps our mind fresh. It's what keeps our mind going. And for many, keeps us away from having dementia and other things going on because our mind is always being used. It's the hustle and the bustle of what we do. And I'm going to be one to tell you, I'm not one that likes to go to work every day. I will be the first one to tell you, if I could quit today, I would. However, the hustle and bustle and my mind churning every day keeps me going, and I've seen people have a bunch of money and they thought that their whole life was going to change, and it did change. It actually changed, not for the better, but for the worse, because they couldn't manage it. So just listen to this. If you can't manage $10, if you can't manage $100, how are you going to manage 100,000? How are you going to manage 1 million, 10 million, 500 million? How are you going to effectively manage that? So if you can't manage the small things, the Lord said that if you handle the little things, then I'll make you ruler over many, or all those type of great things. So very, very interesting. I would love to hear different people's take on that. And Allegra says, yeah, she's Baptist anyway. And she also says you have to be a good steward over your money. You're exactly right. I'm telling you, I'm telling you what I know. I've seen people have money in their hands and they go literally right through their hands and they end up back within a year, 2 years, back to the same place that they were at before they got it. So anyway, just thought I would throw that out for free. And I'm laughing at Hassan. He says, I pray as well. I pray over my buffalo. You know what? I can't. Shout out to Bishop Enrique Long, who is in the building. Man, what's going on, bro? Happy belated birthday. He says most people that win don't keep the money past the year, as I was just talking about, because there has to be an understanding of how money and investment works. You're exactly right, man. You are exactly right. Yes, sir. All right, y'all. We're going to keep things going before Jacory's Baptist too, before he says something he ain't supposed to say. Anyway, let's get ready to keep things going. And in doing so, I guess today is going to be Men's Day. So, Jacory, did you think of a song? This is our third week.
I'm going to have to get on that thing because it looks like the women ain't coming to church.
You are exactly right, man. Let's get ready to bring up our next co-host out in the ATL of Georgia. Always again makes me laugh because he's just him. And so let's get ready to bring him up. And you know what we've got to do? We've got to get another knock at the door as we get ready to bring up my guy. Without further ado, the Hallelujah Morning Man himself. Let's bring him up. Demetrius Hunter, what is going on? Welcome to today's show.
Oh, hey.
You know what?
Get out. I was taking a small, quick nap there. Hey, good afternoon, everybody out there in free South. What's going on, people? What's good? It's so good to see you all. Yes, with this, we've this new day and time. Thursdays are my busiest days because Thursdays are my Fridays.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I don't work in office on Fridays. I have Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh yeah, well, God bless. God bless. Now I too work 410s, or I don't know what you work, but I work.
No, well,
Yeah, the Lord has
I
blessed
can't
you.
say it's 410s. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't say it's always 410.
Yeah.
But I definitely get my full salary. So
I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you, man.
We're not gonna call that out here on this
Right. I was about to say,
platform.
say less.
We're
Say
gonna
less.
keep it what it is while they doing all these cuts and things. Mighty
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Absolutely. I want to give a shout out to my bro, Ray Kemp, in the building from Sacramento.
Mr. Kemp.
He is in the building. We was just talking about the lottery and what would you do with your winnings. He says he takes the word from a Dito recorded song written by Huey Lovelady. He says, "Lord, give me a mind to do your will."
To do your will
with this new bread.
Mighty God.
Right, man, because he says he is missionary Baptist. Yeah, man.
And all these burdens and trials.
Yeah.
It's so hard for me to bear.
Yes, sir.
Hard for me to bear.
Yeah. You've never heard that song? That is a Dito song.
Whoa,
that is written by the incredible Huey.
That was my song.
Oh yeah, Shanda used to kill that song back in the day.
Yes, oh my God.
That's what encouraged me, man. So yeah, so those of you, we impromptu talking about music, but Ray, Lord,
Ray,
give me
since we are music, I want to know why Ray didn't press the organ when Lady Crystal Macklin went forth in her sermonic selection during her. I said, where was Ray? I thought y'all said Raymond was going down there with y'all to Pastor Aaron Macklin's church with y'all. Oh, he was there. I said, well, what happened when she went to singing her song? She felt in her spirit. Ray didn't come in.
Oh wow.
Well, Ray just left my sister to sing along.
You know what?
My God, I had hope in Ray. Ray's a good musician. I had hope.
Yeah.
He knows how to tap in.
Oh, absolutely.
Mighty God.
Absolutely. He said it wasn't his house. He says, not my house. Well, I get it, man. I'm not mad at you. And you're right, man. You just don't walk up to people's house, go up to people's church and
amen.
Start playing and all that kind of stuff. And I will be honest with you, that is good teaching. That's good teaching because these kids of today don't honor that very small rule. You don't just go to somebody's church and then start playing. You are invited. And same thing with these preachers. You don't just go to somebody's church and then walk up to the pulpit uninvited. You wait to be invited. And if you don't get invited, then you sit where you sit.
Now hold on, Dito. Now when you go about the musicians, because I've been in services even growing up to where it wouldn't be a musician there, and sometimes like they would get up, like there's a musician in the house, they would like get up and just go over there and get on the organ, and nobody would have a problem with it. So now we got to be invited. Help me know. Rules change. I don't keep up with everything now.
If I go to a church and there is no musician and the service is struggling, that's different. If there's no musician, then I will go and ask if it's okay. Ask if it's okay if I can go and play or whatever. Do you mind if I help out or whatever? And then that's one thing. But if there's already a musician there, I am not in an effort to show off my skills going to go and kick off another musician just for me to be able to play. That's a whole different thing.
Gotcha.
So if I'm invited to come play, cool. I'll come and play, do whatever I can help if there's already a musician. If there's no musician, the service is struggling, they need somebody to help, then it is what it is. I'll help out that way. And you're right, Vicky, it is etiquette. You're exactly right. Shout out to Tracy J. Wilson. Tracy, we mentioned you a little earlier in our birthday segment. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, happy birthday, Tracy J. One of our long-time supporters.
Yeah.
Yes.
Glad to have you. I want to put up what Bishop Enrique Long says. Bishop Long says, I was taught by my pastor it's better to be asked up than to be asked down by my pastor. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I'd rather be asked up than asked down. Yeah.
Well, can y'all teach some of these pastors on how to be asked up, or how?
We live in a different day. I mean, we live in a different day. We live in a day where we don't have youth pastors any longer. Don't get me started. I will tell you, all of our youth pastors are bishops, so they want somebody to carry their briefcase.
Listen.
Is that why the church? Well, is that why the church is going down? Because you should actually be.
Since we there, because I got a few questions. Because first of all, I asked one question while we were white on Pentecost, and my Facebook is going crazy. Now, when it comes to the youth pastors and even just the church outline, okay, maybe I'm still old school, and I'll take that. But one thing I've learned from the old school, first of all, I thank God that I grew up in that era, because I feel there's a lot of lack of integrity now within the church and people that hold titles in the church. Nowadays, you sit somebody down, they leave the church. I came up in a point, because I've been sat down before. Mm-hmm. And my sit down, when I got to sit at home and miss everything, no, my sit down still came with an outline of instructions. I still had to show up at Bible study. I still had to be sitting to the side. I couldn't sit up there with the ministers. I had to sit to the side. There was a side little pew that sat along the side from the pulpit. I had to sit there every week. Every Sunday, I came to church. I had to sit there every week for Bible study. I had to sit there for 2 months. And this wasn't a child. I was a grown adult. However, because I was a licensed minister, and there was an integrity, and there was a certain way I had to carry myself when I acted outside of that, I was held accountable. Now, if they're held accountable and sat down, people will leave the church.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you. And it depends, in my opinion, it depends on their role. So if they are just a member and get sat down, you will, in most cases, that person will leave the church. If they are a person in leadership or have some sort of a title, they may not be as easy to leave the church. They would probably have to deal with what they're dealing with and then be able to make things happen that way. I have seen it happen in my lifetime. Pancho, who was here a few months ago, mentioned the same thing of what he went through. I won't revisit that whole thing, but it just depends on your role in the church and what your ultimate goal is. Not just your role, but what is your goal? So for some people, if they are sat down, again, if they don't have a title, if they don't have a position, they will go to the next church and start the whole situation all over again. So we are in a different day. It is a different day. I'm not going to hang my hat here, but I will say it is a different day. It is not like it was when I was growing up. I've seen people get sat down. I've seen people have to get in front of the church and apologize for wrongdoings. I've seen a whole lot of things. But as the Winans used to say, they said one time in the song, bring back the days of yay and nay, when we could plainly see the way, when it was up for us to choose rather to win or lose. Bring back the times when we could see what it was for us to be caught in the midst of complexity. We search for yay and nay. So listen, I'll just leave it there. Shout out again to Bishop Long, who says they call being rebuked or corrected church hurt now. That I hear you, man. I hear you on that. That could take us down a whole nother rabbit hole that I'm not ready to go down. Let's go into a different situation. A different situation, because y'all, we'll be here, man, and we'll never get off this thing. But anyway, Ray Kemp says your character will minister long before your gift will. And then David McKee says, very different day. People are ultra sensitive today. Man, you are exactly right. All right, y'all, let's move on a little bit and go into a different direction. And I do have a question, and this will serve as our tech talk. And then we're going to do a quick Ask Shop talk. And I really want to see what you guys say about this. Anyway, in terms of tech talk, We talked last week briefly about how your phone is now what robbers are looking for. They're no longer trying to steal your wallet. They are now trying to steal your phone because for many people, all of your pertinent information is on your phone. So this week, it makes me ask this simple question. Do you, on your phone, your device, do you use a password keeper? Do you use a password keeper? Many of
Yeah.
us have different passwords and different applications that we use, whether it's social media, whether it's banking, whether it's whatever it may be. So the question I want to ask is, do you use a password keeper? Those of us who have iPhones, Apple has conveniently created a password app that you can now use if you so choose. I don't use that particular app, but I do use a password keeper for my email, because I may forget it, for my social media in case I forget it or change a password or whatever it may be. But I want to ask you, brothers, as well as those of you hanging out with us. Sister Vicky says that they don't want her Android. That's true, Sister Vicky. We don't want your Android phone, but
Android.
there is still good room
Jesus.
at the cross, the ground around
Android. Jesus.
the
Get the
ground
oil.
on the
Get the
Apple.
oil detail.
I know.
Oh,
I
Jesus.
have it. It's right here. I do have it. It's ready.
Oh, my
You can
chest hurt.
you can still be apostolic and Pentecostal at the same time. You can be apostolic and Pentecostal at the same time. Shout out to Andrea Scruggs, my homie out in Ohio. She says, I have 3 types of security. I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad. But if you have a password app, I would still highly suggest that you still have, I would still go old school and still write down passwords on a notebook or somewhere. Because again, if your phone gets stolen, how are you going to access your apps? And even with two-factor, which most companies now have, obviously Apple uses two-factor authentication. So many other places where not only do you use your password, some people you have to use Face ID, or you may have to put in a code that is text to you. If your phone is stolen, then what? How do you get into your most important things that you have? Shout out to Sandra Brooks, up a little higher than Sacramento. She says, don't hate on. That's what she's trying to say. Don't hate on Android. I'm not hating on them per se. I'm just
I
wondering
can't
what.
even say the word detail. It gives me heartburn.
Not heartburn. Lord have mercy. I'm just curious to know, how that situation happens, and what do you do in the instance that you lose your phone, you break your phone, or whatever it may be. I'm just curious to know. So feel free to put in the comments. And thank you, Ray. He has been apostolic for 3 generations. You
My
know what?
God.
I can't. I remember.
Sound like he already been to the water.
Yeah, and he's already been.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sounds
My
like he's
God.
already been converted.
Yada.
Hey, Sha. Glory.
Right. All right, y'all. So again, Jacor, do you use a password keeper?
I don't, but I remember them all.
That's that youthfulness. That's what that is. That's that youthfulness. Anyway, Demetrius, man, do you use a password keeper? You have a password app?
I don't have an app, a password app, but my passwords are pretty much um
Mm.
redundant for myself. hmm Yes, I'm gonna just
Meaning
leave it
like
right
your
there.
family?
I don't do a whole bunch of crazy passwords and stuff because I have ways of putting things together that are so memorable. I don't even use my information when I use my password. See, that's how good it is, and I have the same one for everything.
So that means if I steal your phone and I figure out one password,
You
that's
ain't gonna figure it out though.
okay. I
You
ain't
can't
mad at
fit it. I'm telling you, it's so strategically.
you. Mhm.
Because see, people. One thing I've learned with hackers try to find passwords that are relatable to the person they're trying to hack. That's one thing I found because I've had a conversation with a hacker, and that's the way they always look into people that have kids. If they have their children's names and date of birth, they're using that. They're using the person. If they basically hack you based off of the information connected to you, your
Hmm.
kids, family, all that stuff, and so you have to be so. The way I create my password is with ways that are not connected to any
Okay.
information pertaining to me.
That's good. I'm not mad at you. That's good stuff. And that's actually a good mindset to have.
Yeah.
You're right. People will do that type of stuff. Andreas chimes in and she says she does the same thing. And David McKinney says that he has an actual password notebook. I'm not mad at you, man. Hopefully you keep that secure and make that happen. Just a quick thing I want to throw in, and then we're going to jump into today's Ask Shop Talk. I want to give a shout out to Sister Vicky. Sister Vicky told Allegra that there was something that she was watching on Netflix, and she has got us hooked. And that we are now watching this show called Nemesis.
My shot. Woo, glory.
If you haven't had a chance to check out,
Vito, are you finished watching it?
I got 2 more episodes left.
Woo!
You tell me nothing. Don't tell me nothing.
Okay.
Oh, my mama had me up at 4 a.m.
If I tell you that thing's so good, I watched it. I don't watch the whole thing twice, and I'm going back to watch it a third time this weekend because I just got to make sure I miss nothing, and I need them to hurry up and bring out the next part.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, the way this thing ends.
Don't tell me. I don't want to hear about it. Don't tell me.
I'm not going to tell you. I'm just saying the way it ends. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. Well, if you
it ain't gonna be what you think.
Yeah. Well, if you haven't watched it as of yet, this is the new thing on Netflix. Thank you, Sister Vicky. Nemesis.
Netflix.
I'm sorry, Netflix. Thank you, sir. That's what happens with that gray hair. Netflix. If you haven't had a chance to watch Nemesis on Netflix, take a moment and do it. Make it happen. Ray says that season 2 is coming. So I don't want to hear what happened. Let me get a chance.
My God, Nemesis is it.
Yeah,
that's not a Tyler Perry show production?
No.
Because I was about to say
you can tell it isn't because the episodes they're not stretched all.
I was
the way
trying to be
out.
a little nicer. I was going to use better choice of words.
Yeah.
But hey, I'll roll with what Shakori said.
Yeah, you're right. And they're not saying yes, no, and I know. Tyler Perry, they always saying a bunch of I know, yes, no. They give a bunch of direct answers yeah. Anyway, I'm going to leave that thing alone. Listen, let's get ready really quick. We got just a few more minutes left. Let's get ready to talk about today's Ask Shop Talk. And it's interesting. I want to get your take on this, brethren. And those of you hanging out with us online, today's Ask Shop Talk goes like this. An employee got paid $2,400 an hour instead of $24 an hour. So she made $57,600 in one day and refused to give it back. It has now escalated into she may do some jail time if she does not give this money back. Demetrius, I know I think you've done HR before, or if not, you've talked about it so much before that I definitely want to get your opinion on this. Let me just put it out here one more time, especially for those of you who are listening to us from our radio partners and you can't see the what's on the screen. A young lady, an employee, she got paid $2,400 an hour instead of $24 an hour. So in one day, she made $57,600 and she refuses to give it back. Demetrius, I've never worked in HR, but I will throw it out to you first, man. What's your thought? And should she give it back or no?
Well, first of all, first thing I'm going to do is whoever processed that payroll is definitely under investigation and grounds of termination for misappropriating company funds. Secondly, the employee, let me see how I can word this where it doesn't come back to me. I mean, if it was me, I would have taken it and ran. I would have resigned in yeah. But technically, though, the company can ask for that money back because it was given. Now, I don't know what state she's in because you have federal and state laws when it comes to things like this. So I don't know what state she's in and what the laws are in those states. Most states, the employer, if they made a payroll error are they can request the money back. However, it can turn into a lot of court battles. I.e., meaning basically because the employee they can't charge them with theft. She didn't steal it. This was given to her. It was direct deposited into her account.
Uh-huh.
Payroll issued this. Now the thing about it is the person that processed that payroll, of course, comes under investigation. They try to see if there's a connection between the two, if they were, in cahoots
Mm-hmm.
together.
Mm-hmm.
And which in this storyline, I'm feeling there's something that they're not telling because they are actually trying to criminally charge her,
Right.
which means there's some type of cahoots or persuasion behind it because the company can always ask for money back that they should have never paid you. However, it does not come into a criminal battle unless there's something more behind it that builds that criminal case,
Mm-hmm.
i.e., I was working HR. Chikori got a check. His 2-week paycheck was for 50,000. Well,
Yeah.
Demetrius, how did you process Chikori for 50,000? The Chikori and D Total only got his regular 80-hour pay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, I must have pressed the wrong button. Interesting.
Well, I'm gonna put
So
it to you like this. So, Ja'Cory, Andrea Scruggs chimes in and she said something very interesting. She said they both should be released, meaning the employee that got the money as well as the HR person who made it happen. What's your thought on that? Did you freeze?
Oh, at the end of the day, this woman know that ain't her money. You knew what your hourly rate was, and mistakes and errors happen. So if you want to run, you can run. You knew that wasn't your money.
Yeah.
So my thing is right and wrong is wrong. My thing is
it's not really that much money to be at the end of the day. Really, it's not a whole lot of money. Not in today's economy. Sister Vicky puts this on in the chat. She says the bank put 10,000 in my account once. She says I was shocked to death. Where she further says, of course, they wanted it back, and I didn't have time to run. So I guess she's saying she gave it back.
She gonna pay it back either way.
Yeah,
so, you have that they will win in a judgment case. So basically it's like this. It's like if I accidentally cash app D-Toll $5,000 and I was only supposed to send him 500, in order for me to get the other 4,500 back, I gotta either ask him for it or take him to court.
I'm with you. Yeah, and so if you ask me for it and I say no, then what? Then you got to take me to court.
I'm taking you to court. You're gonna get my money back, and then you're gonna pay the court fees plus my 4,500.
I hear you.
And it's gonna go on your credit report if you don't pay me.
I get it. I have seen this. Let me tell you something. I have seen this.
And I know you like your score, so I'm getting my money.
I have seen this happen. I have seen this happen recently with people having to go to court. People, somebody loaned somebody some money with the intent that you was gonna pay it back. They kept their receipts. Person didn't pay it back. Had to take them to court. Court said, okay, you got to pay them back. Person started paying them back. Wrote them a bounce check. Person, the giver took them back to court again. Said, hey, they made an attempt to pay, but they wrote me a bad check. Now what do we do? Court says, okay, Mr. Check Bouncer. Now we're going to put a lien against your property until you pay this person back the money that you owe them. Put a lien against their property, and now all of a sudden they want to pay them back. Now they calling. Can we meet? Can we work this out and make this happen? Seymour Bryce chimes in and says, who is checking the checker? I'm with you, man. I'm not mad at it. It is all good. Listen, I'm looking up at the clock, y'all. You won't believe it, but we are not out of conversation. We're merely only out of time. It's time for us to go already. But before we go, Demetrius, I'll throw it to you, man. I'll let you close us out, man. Closing comment, final thought. You got 30 seconds. Go right ahead.
God bless y'all all. We want to thank y'all for tuning in on another great edition of Shop Talk. We will see y'all back next Thursday, and I'm coming in. Might be a little early. I'm gonna be on time next week. I'm gonna be on time. So I want y'all to stay blessed, stay encouraged, eat all the barbecue you need to eat. Go ahead and shout it off on Pentecost Sunday. Go ahead and get you the second round on Monday, and we'll see you back here on Thursday. Be encouraged.
There's only one. Corey, man, I'll throw it out to you last, man. Any closing comments? Final
I'm just gonna say it is declared that you'll be a lender and not a borrower, but don't lend to everyone.
Ooh, yeah, that's good, man. Yeah, everybody is not lending. You're exactly right, man. I appreciate you.
I stopped lending in 2026.
I'm not mad at you, man. I'm not mad. All right, y'all. It's time for us to get ready to go. So on behalf of Demetrius Hunter in Atlanta, Georgia, Ja'Cory Prothro in Hercules of California, my name is Demetrius Tollfree here in Oakland, California. Until the next time on this same Shop Talk Network at this same Shop Talk time. Y'all know how we do it. Now, you ain't got to say it. I got it. Here we go.